Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have got a classic tale that many of us grew up with, The Little Red Riding Hood. It's a timeless story filled with excitement, lessons and a bit of cunning. Before we dive into the details, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss our enchanting stories. This is a story of a sweet little girl named Little Red Riding Hood and a mischievous wolf. I have taken this story from my favorite book, my big read-along fairy tale book. Let's read the story. Once there was a little girl called Little Red Riding Hood. One day her mother said, "Granny is ill, please go and see her. You can take her this basket of fruit." Granny lived in a house in the woods, so Little Red Riding Hood took the basket of fruit and she went into the woods to see her granny. Where did Granny live? Granny lived in a house in the woods. Little Red Riding Hood saw some flowers in the woods. "I will pick some flowers for Granny," she said. Little Red Riding Hood stopped to pick the flowers. Then she met a wolf. The wolf was hungry. He wanted to eat Little Red Riding Hood. "What are you doing in the woods?" he said sweetly. Little Red Riding Hood said, "I am going to see my granny. She lives in a house in the woods." The bad wolf said to himself, "I will go to Granny's house and eat her." So the wolf ran to Granny's house. When the wolf got to Granny's house, he ate her in one gulp. The wolf put on Granny's clothes and got into her bed. The wolf put on Granny's clothes. Little Red Riding Hood got to Granny's house. She knocked on the door. Come in," said the wolf. "Hello," said the Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood went up to the bed. "What big eyes you have," she said. So the wolf said sweetly, "All the better to see you with." "But what big ears you have," she said. So the wolf said very sweetly, "All the better to hear you with." Then Little Red Riding Hood said, "Yes, but what big teeth you have." And the wolf said very sweetly, "All the better to eat you with." And then the wolf jumped out of bed. "I'm going to eat you," said the wolf. So Little Red Riding Hood cried, "Help, help!" But the wolf ate her in one gulp. A woodcutter was in the woods. He heard Little Red Riding Hood. So the woodcutter ran to help. The woodcutter killed the wolf. He cut the wolf open. Granny and Little Red Riding Hood jumped out. They were very happy. So who killed the wolf? A woodcutter. So this is all about the story, The Little Red Riding Hood. And what this story teaches us? It teaches us about the importance of being cautious, listening to our instinct, and consequences of trusting strangers. And this is what done in the story. This little girl trusted the stranger, means the wolf, and told where she was going. Now we have all read the story of this Little Red Riding Hood, right? So well, in short, this is a story of a sweet little girl named Little Red Riding Hood and a mischievous wolf. Little Red, on her way to visit her sick grandmother, encounters a series of unexpected twists in the deep, mysterious forest. So, what happens in the story? We will break down this story into 5 key elements, starting with characters, who are the people and animals in the story, settings, where and when the story takes place, events, what are the big moments and action parts in the story, then problem, a challenge or obstacle in the story that a character is trying to change, fix, or figure out. Then solution, how the problem is solved. Now write the story plot structure of this story on the basis of the 5 key elements which we have discussed. Starting with the most important, what is the conflict of the story? Conflict is wolf is trying to eat the girl and her grandmother. Now let's start the story. Starting is exposition. Exposition means this is where we meet our characters and settings. So what is this? A small village near a dense forest where Little Red Riding Hood lives with her mother, the cunning wolf, and the grandmother living on the other side of the forest, and a woodcutter. So here the characters are the Little Red Riding Hood, her mother, her grandmother, cunning wolf, and a woodcutter. And she is sent by her mother to visit her sick grandmother. Then there comes rising action, means what are the events that are happening in the story. Here, the Little Red Riding Hood is tasked with delivering a basket of fruit to her grandmother, facing warnings of the danger of the forest. Tension builds when the wolf plans to intercept Little Red Riding Hood, disguising himself as a grandmother to deceive her. Means on her way through the forest, a cunning wolf tricks her and eats grandma. Then there comes a climax. Climax is where the tension is at peak. Means the Little Red Riding Hood encounters the wolf disguised as her grandmother. She realized that the wolf's deception, facing imminent danger until a woodcutter intervenes and saves her. Means the wolf disguised the Little Red Riding Hood as grandma attempts to trick the Little Red Riding Hood and a clever woodcutter stops him. Then there comes a falling action, means the woodcutter killed the wolf, rescuing Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother. And then there comes a resolution, means in the end the wolf is killed and the Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother are saved. So what is the story emphasizes? The story emphasizes the lesson of staying cautious and avoiding deceptive strangers, means don't trust strangers. Thank you for listening and watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with your friends and subscribe to our channel for more creative writing videos. Until next time, keep exploring, keep writing.